A single act of courage is often the catalyst for extraordinary. Courage and the ability to make courageous decisions is foundational to being an effective leader. It's often said that everything rises and falls on effective leadership. Today, we will be looking at 4 aspects of leadership. First is that we are leading people, not programs. Secondly, we will look at capitalizing on opportunities. Third, we'll focus on the importance of excellence in leadership. And finally, we will look at 6 maxims for spiritual leadership. Brett Allen, in his book titled Shift, states that without relationship, relevance is impossible. It is easy as leaders to fall into the trap of developing programs in isolation without thinking in detail about who the programs will benefit and what the human cost of the programs will be. Allen expounds on the fact that this is backward thinking. As leaders, it's important to begin with the people that we want to reach, benefit, or serve. The concept behind any program implemented must come from the identity of those who will benefit from the program rather than the other way around. People are more important than your programs. Brett Allen also states that the number one leadership quality that he sees is the ability for a leader to capitalize on God-given opportunities. He gives 5 keys for doing this. First, opportunities are time sensitive. They may be available for a short time only. Second, opportunities demand preparation. It's critical for the leader to be prepared to act on the opportunity without having to wait. Third, opportunities can appear as a problem. Many times, overcoming problems can lead to new opportunities, but we have to be able to recognize what is possible and be prepared to act. Fourth, opportunities require courage. Often the opportunity will take you into new directions with your organization or ministry, and it's frequently scary to enter into such an endeavor. And finally, opportunities always impact others. Since people are the focus of our leadership, it's critical to take into account the people who will be affected as we prepare to accept the presented opportunity. A big part of the preparation to accept our opportunities is taking the time to develop excellence. Mark Ensminger gives 5 truths about excellence required for effective leadership. First is that excellence is noticed by others. Even if you don't notice it yourself, others will see it. Secondly is that attaining excellence can feel like micromanagement. Often the leader will notice the little things that are keeping an organization from attaining excellence and insist on meeting those small things that can make a big difference. Third is that excellence might be different from your best. In other words, we're not personally excellent at everything that might be needed to attain excellence for the ministry or organization. Next is that sometimes the dream for excellence is birthed in someone else. King David had the dream for the temple that King Solomon was able to build. And finally, excellence is killed by assumption. You have to constantly communicate about what excellence is, whether you're the leader that has the vision for the excellence or a follower that needs to check back often with your leader about what excellence will look like. While all of these leadership lessons apply to all forms of leadership, both ministerial and secular, Pastor James Bradford gives several things to look for specifically for spiritual leadership. First is that leaders must model servanthood. In other words, why do I lead? As mentioned earlier, we lead for the sake of people. It can never be solely about how it can benefit yourself. Second is that the leader must set the attitude. This answers the question, what are my anxieties? Your attitude is more important than any other quality you bring to ministry because a bad attitude can squash the effectiveness of any ministry. Third, leaders must cast a vision, which answers the question, where are we going? When you're in a leadership position, the ministry or organization isn't supposed to remain stagnant, but needs to capitalize on opportunities. Next, leaders need to share their authority, which answers the question, who are the leaders? Nobody in leadership or ministry should try to go it alone. We all need people, other leaders, supporting us and being built up in their own areas of ministry. Fifth, leaders need to require excellence from their team and organization. which begs the question, are we improving? And finally, Bradford says that spiritual leaders must continually show appreciation. The question here is, are we celebrating people? People will continue in their excellence when that excellence is noticed and appreciated. So today we've taken a quick view at 4 aspects of leadership: leading people rather than programs, capitalizing on opportunities, the importance of excellence in leadership, and 6 qualities of spiritual leadership. To close, I will quote Andy Stanley, who says, "I would rather fail in the center of God's will than to look back and wonder what God might have done if only I had trusted and obeyed."